North Abaco, a place that has been called home to world leaders, Olympic athletes, and even baseball players. But behind all of those great people is an even greater place. And behind that great place are the people who strive every day to make it what it is. And this is the story of them. To get the full insight, I decided it was only right to start with an honoree whose family has been here from inception, Mr. Everett Boodle.
Well, Cooperstown means more to me than most people. You know, I'm the 5th generation Boodles born and passed through this community. My grandfather came in from Grand Bahama in 1873, that's 100 plus years ago. And my daddy was born here, my mother was born here, and all of my siblings. So Cooperstown meant a lot to me because my family, the Boodle family, is the first family to migrate here. Now the name Cooperstown came about because the first baby born here was a Cooper, because my grandfather's sister married a William Cooper, and the first baby born here was Cooper. So Cooperstown meant a lot to me, and I want to see the best for Cooperstown. If you love your community and want to see your community develop, you have to work together. And those people who don't want to work together, you just got to leave them behind. And it may only take 2 or 3, but whatever the 2 or 3 decide to do, just go ahead and do it.
Few have the wisdom Mr. Boodle imparts, and it is certainly not without age that we in North Abaco have grown to be the source of talent and vigor in the Bahamas. We are fine-tuned from an early age in the classrooms at Cooperstown and Treasure Key. But did you know that these classrooms all started with the community's oldest man, Pastor Archelaus Cooper?
Yeah, as a local contractor, the first job I had is the primary school, that first primary school. Over there I built that for the government. And I built one across the road. I built that other house in front of, on the side of Freddie. And I built one of those classrooms over on the hill up there. I built one of those.
It is those building blocks, the cement poured, and the stones erected by Pastor Cooper that set the scene for great minds to bloom in classrooms taught by great teachers. Teachers like the one Murtis Russell.
But to be honest with you, in 1972, as a student, I guess my principal at that time saw something in me, or saw me being able to make a contribution in the field of teaching. And so I went to school that morning in my uniform, and I was called to the office, and I was told that you're now going to be a monitor. Oh, but I know for a fact, a lot of my former students would have said to me that because of them being a student at Treasure Key Primary, they watch me, and many of them are now in the educational field. So I really believe that I have impacted many of them.
When we began to paint the origins of our story, it all comes full circle, starting with the classrooms built by Pastor Cooper and taught in by Murtis Russell, down to the fields and basketball courts where Olympic athletes and ball players have trained. It is not without these honorees that it all would have been possible.
To do it. After Uncle Sharon just took sick, Hubert Ingram was his campaign manager. And Hubert contacted me and said, well, me and Rudy Smith said, Uncle Sharon is getting old, and still didn't want him to run Uncle Sharon's place, space. So then he said, I need you to come go home with Rudy to be along with me. I said, man, there's nothing room to do about you. But I said, nah, I ain't got no mind to go back to Cooperstown. He said, but you can make it happen. Because your brother Lee was started there for you, the club he lived there, you could do it. And I said, but no movies, no nothing. He said, you can make that happen, you could do it and get in. My mother told me, she said, well, sometimes you gotta listen, say, listen to what Hubert is saying to you. And I take that and I come back home and it's a good move. I come back after I come back home. For every time Sarah Tita finds she goes to the media, she always talk about the Rocky Park with Chubby and Cooperstown. And also Troy McIntosh. And always that makes me feel so good because they remember where they do their training, you know what I mean? And that always, every time they do it, they never forget to say, well, look here, out of their mammy porch, from there they run from there right straight to Chubby Field and from back, and that's what get them so good. And that make me feel so good, you know what I mean?
The fact that I've grown up here, I'm born here, grew up here. I just went to school in Nassau for 3 years, but this is basically my heart. And because of that, I wanted to pour back into my community that experience that I have and the training that I've got. One of my greatest moments is seeing Nyla, Jerron Cornish, and Tyrese Curry being able to go off and make themselves somebody great, make it great in the field of sports.
Lest we forget that it is not without prayers and spiritual leaders that we would have come as far as we have as a community, bonding through the common love of God, no matter where we worship.
When we started in the bar room. The late Uncle Seth Lewis had a bar room in Madeira Park. It was converted into a church, and so Ready for Gospel Assemblies was born out of the church, out of the bar room. And the name Full Gospel came about as we were discussing, names for church, and of course, someone said, "Hey, we've been Midway all along," so somebody said, "Maybe we'll go full," and thus we became the Full Gospel Assemblies of God in the Bahamas. Shortly after that, a few years after that, God moved upon us to build the sanctuary that is now the youth hall, and along with the pastoral office and other facilities in that building. And a few years, about 5-10 years after that, and he again felt the call to build this building to him for his glory and his honor. And
that everybody remember and look and say, well, some call me daughter, and some will call me Euclid, and some will call me catechist, and you'll find some call me bishop. So because all of that the name they give me, they will remember me and one of those names as a man, a stand up for righteousness and holiness.
Well, for North Abaco in general, cooperation is one of the keys, one of the key for us standing out. What I've learned that whatever North Abaco put its mind to do, they will accomplish it. So I guess that's one of the reasons that we stand out.
And alas, what would the community of North Abaco be without the everyday people that make it, striving each day, not because they want to or have to, but because they love to?
Well, I believe that if you're a part of a community, that you should be actively involved in the affairs of your community. There are things that normally I probably wouldn't have been involved in had I been in the city. Here, I think I just go on every community that they have.
Well, the first memory was, I think it was a clean-up campaign. And I was like taking care of it with the young people. And from there, I began to call all over for our community. Like I said, that our young people will think about 45 years of coming back, and just enjoying themselves in the community, helping the old person, and doing something good for the community, develop the community, because we need development in our communities.